My question about to you is, you're worried about whether this finally, the revenues come in that we're hoping from the growth to cover that 1.5 trillion. Is there a way for you to get there in terms of,
sure.
How can you be sure the revenue is going to come in and where you're able to say yes?
Yeah, so what we've been working on the last 13 days and throughout the Thanksgiving holiday with the administration is a trigger. We're skipping a process here, Joe. I mean, what was to happen, you know, we laid out this 1.5 trillion figure. We were going to have a joint tax score, a dynamic score. Well, we're kind of skipping that process and we're going directly to the floor with the bill. And so what several of us have asked for is a backstop or triggers that in the event we don't meet the projections that have been laid out, since we're not going to score it, that we have a backstop. And so that's what we've been working on throughout the weekend and feverishly today. So I hope we'll get there. I know it's important, not just to me, but numbers of members who want to make sure that for some reason these projections are off, we don't have the growth that's been laid out, it doesn't generate revenues, that we're not passing on increased debt to future generations.
Is what you want to do antithetical to what Ron Johnson wants? I mean, the more you get... No? So the more you get, it's not the less he gets, or the more he gets, it's the less you get?
No. Actually, Ron supports what I'm doing. They've got about $80 billion in reserve, the Finance Committee, that they've left on the side to try to figure out. You know, I haven't asked for anything in this bill. Nothing, okay? And look, you know, you talk about swallowing something. If we could take the entire individual side of this, throw it in the trash can, and take it directly to the incinerator, I would be thrilled if we were only dealing with the business side as it's turned out, as you look at the policies in the individual side. But I'm willing to swallow the individual side, which to me is not what it needs to be, to get the business side, as long as we're not increasing deficits. So no, what Ron's working on with pass-throughs in no way works against what I'm working on.
But Bob, what would it look like if there's a backstop that raises taxes? Who does it raise taxes on? Individuals or on the companies? If we don't get what's promised from the companies, is that where taxes go up?
Yeah, but and so, Becky, what you've got to do, and we think we've devised a way to do this, you've got to make sure you're not doing anything to take away from the certainty that businesses want to do the investments that they're taking. You know, obviously there's
in other words, taxes go up on individuals if the tax cuts to businesses don't pay off in the way we expect economically.
And on both, but not in a way that is anti-pro-growth. And I'm meeting with, you know, the main players of the Finance Committee today at 9 o'clock. Again, we're getting a proposal this morning from the White House on this. This is not, people are working with us in a constructive manner. But again, especially since we're skipping the step of having any official scoring on this bill. We're just going straight to the floor. This is a way to resolve that.
But Senator, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If what happens is we're expecting lots of economic growth because we are giving corporations a tax cut, if we don't get that growth and it doesn't pay off and the deficit goes up, we're going to raise taxes, at least in part, on individuals to make up for that.
And businesses. We'll see. Well, we don't know, Becky, what we're going to raise it on. We're working through that right now. But all of us who are working on this understand the certainty that's necessary for business investment. The way I don't think people really focus so much on how this is going to work, but for the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to generate substantial deficits more than what would have taken place over current policy. And that's when businesses are investing, especially with the expensing mechanisms we have in here. And then you look at the years 4, 5, and 6, that's when the growth is to take place. And so, Becky, the triggers would would give enough time for that to have taken place. So again, there shouldn't be alarms in the business world about this.
In the business world, what about individuals?
Well, you know, just let it play out, okay? And I don't think anybody's going to feel like this is draconian.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.